Welcome to the show. This is Kenneth Muyingo, and with me I have a special guest that I will be interviewing. First, I just want to mention, if you watch this interview and you would like to write a book yourself to become an author and write your first book, join us in the group, become an author and write your first book to connect with like-minded people who are doing the same. And with that said, I would like to get into the interview by asking my special guest to say hello to our viewers and listeners and to introduce herself.
Hi. So yeah, my name's Jacqueline, or Jax. Everyone calls me Jax. So yeah, I'm a spiritual lifestyle coach. So I've come here to talk about that with you today, Kenneth. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, Jax. Thank you for making time for this. So spiritual and lifestyle coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if somebody's watching this and they would like to know more about Jacqueline, what can you share with them?
More about me? Well, I'm a very energetic, positive, bubbly person. So if you were to ever kind of reach out to me and have a call and work with me, you're going to get my energy. You're going to feel it. Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm a bit of a determined little badass. I don't have any interest in life being boring. So yeah, I like to encourage other people to live their life to the fullest too.
Indeed. I think that's the best way to live life to the fullest.
Yeah, but we get stuck. We get stuck in autopilot and we forget that.
Sometimes things get in the way and we forget to just.
Yeah, life does. Life can throw a lot of tough things at you. And then, we can get so stuck in it because, sometimes we go through these things like trauma and, just really bad personal experiences. And then we get stuck in that, don't we? And then we almost forget, we can come out of it and we can come out better and we still can connect to ourselves and be true to ourselves and still, keep going for this life of fulfillment that we should all be going for.
Yeah, indeed. So how did you get into energy and lifestyle coaching? What's the story behind this?
For me, with the coaching, I actually, many years ago, I used to work with homeless young people. And I worked for a charity and they actually sent me on a coaching course. And I had to use coaching skills to help young people from a variety of backgrounds to learn entrepreneurial skills. So I ended up working with these young people and we put on a music event. We put on a Battle of the Bands event and I loved it. Great. And then so just kind of started from there. I mean, I did some studying of it when I did my postgraduate in education. We went to do coaching and mentoring and that was my favorite module. And then I suppose I kind of have always been doing coaching, but just was never really aware that I was coaching. And then a few years ago, I came across another coach who was doing similar stuff, spiritual and lifestyle. And it really resonated with me because I was kind of living my life the way she was sort of like helping people to coach do. And I was like, I feel like I'm already doing that. So I started like really getting into it. Yeah. And then, started studying, taking up coaching programs. And yeah, it just all went from there.
Awesome. And so you mentioned earlier about life getting in the way and you're just busy doing things and then you just find that you get stuck.
Yeah.
If somebody's watching us and they find themselves in that place, what can you share with them?
When people get stuck, it's because they're in autopilot. And sometimes they don't even realize it, because they get up and they go to work and they come home and, they either see to the kids or see to their partner or watch TV. They do their own kind of little thing. And it's almost just like we're coasting through life. And that's fine if people are fulfilled with that. But I find people always get to where they're like, isn't there more? She might do something else. And I think when you get to that point, you really need to kind of like just reflect back and be like, well, what do I want? I know what I'm doing. Who do I want to be?
Exactly.
Okay, really reflect on who you want to be. Because we get stuck on, okay, I've got to go get a job, I've got to, get the house, do this. And that's all things that we do.
Yeah.
We forget to be who we want to be.
Yeah.
And if you're uncomfortable, if you look around your environment and your situations and they're not fulfilling you, they've all been created by the actions that you've taken.
Yeah.
So it's time to stop and reflect back and be like, okay, am I happy with my environment, my surroundings, my work? No.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not being true to you then.
Yeah. Wow. I like that. So sometimes we're so busy doing and we forget to be.
Do you know what? I believe it all comes from when we're younger and the education system.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're younger, you have to study like what, 8, 9 subjects. I don't know if it's more now. Half of them you don't like.
Yeah.
Some of them you don't even understand.
Yeah.
You get told you work hard, you got to study, you've got to take an exam.
Yeah.
So we're conditioned in a way. So when we get a bit older and we're like, oh, I don't like this job, but I got to get on with it. I got to work hard. I've got to earn money.
Yeah.
We kind of just expect that's acceptable.
Yeah.
But we're grown-ups now. We get to decide.
Yeah. Wow. We get to decide. That's profound in it. You reminded me of something. Somebody said we are human beings and not human doings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I always try to encourage people to remind them that, we're a spirit having a human experience. Okay. Yeah. And I say when the human experience is the going to the work, paying the bills, getting the home, but as spiritual beings, that's not what we created. The human side that created politics and government and jobs and things like this. But, the spiritual side, we've created energy and nature and just being present. And we forget to connect to that side. We get stuck in the hustle bustle human side.
Yeah. Wow. Indeed. And yeah, this is a good one. So if somebody finds themselves again in that place of just stuck in the human side and they feel, I'm not very spiritual, I'm not connected with my spiritual side, what can you share with them, knowing what you know?
Okay, so if somebody was coming to me, I'm really stuck in the human side, I would start to ask them about who they were, before they kind of got stuck in the situation, like, before work and bills, like, who were you? What did you want to do? I try to get people to connect to their passions, So when you start connecting to your passions, you're raising your fun. I mean, you don't even have to be spiritual for this.
Mm-hmm.
You connect to your passions again, then you raise your fun. And then when you're bringing more fun energy into your life, you attract more fun things back to you.
And then,
when we were younger, we would go to school and then we would go off and do our hobbies. And we would never be like, oh, I've got to go do my sports hobby or I got to go to this class, because we loved our hobbies as kids.
Exactly.
Then, as grown-ups, we forget to still do our hobbies after work.
Yeah. We just do one and then we think that's it. Yeah.
So for me, it's really about sort of just unplugging and just spending more time to be with yourself. And just, the thing is, sometimes when we get an autopilot, we forget how amazing we are.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've got to stop and take a minute and be like, look how far I've come. Look what I've achieved. That's amazing. Just spend more time doing things that you enjoy. Like if you feel like if somebody likes coffee, like, I want to go to coffee, go get the coffee. Start connecting to yourself. If you got a little thought, I think I might go read that book, go read the book.
Yeah.
When you start following these little messages that you're getting from yourself and little inspirations, it's like little breadcrumbs. They always lead you to good things.
Indeed. It's that I like that, because sometimes life gives us clues, but sometimes maybe somebody might say, I would like to do the things that I want to do, but I feel like my partner is not letting me to do that. Or I feel because of my responsibilities that I am not able to have time for myself. Sometimes maybe with mothers. And are there some tips that you can share for something like that can help them?
Yeah, people always say they don't have time to put themselves first. I mean, it's very difficult to give one sort of suggestion, because one shoe doesn't fit all.
Uh-huh.
But for me, like, I always try and make sure I get up you know, like an hour before my son. And I know for some people that's not possible to get up for the kids, or if they're kind of up and out, but always just making sure you've got some point, even if it's just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I always spend a bit of time doing stuff for me. So I do a little bit of meditation, a little bit of yoga. I do journaling.
Yeah.
And I write gratitudes, things that I'm grateful for my life. And it just sets my day with this intention of, I'm having a good day.
Yeah.
And with this energy, I fill my cup. Okay.
Yeah.
People forget to fill their cups, don't they?
Yeah.
And then so they forget to fill their cup and they run on empty.
Indeed.
Or they fill their cup and they're like, okay, I'm doing this, but then they let everybody take out of it. And then they get their cups empty.
Yeah.
Whereas if you fill your cup and you're feeling motivated, you're like, this is my intention, I'm gonna have a good day, and your cup's over pouring,
yeah,
you give that over pour to everybody else. They don't take from you, they take what you're giving out. And then you finish your day still full.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Do that. We don't do that. We get so stuck that so many people say, I don't have time.
Yeah.
You don't have time for you, but you are with you more than anybody else.
Oh, yeah. Basically, we take ourselves with us wherever we go, and we don't have time.
We talk to ourselves more than anybody else.
Yeah.
In our whole life.
Yeah.
Sometimes this little chatterbox is not very kind.
Yeah.
You know, it tells us pretty mean things to keep us where we are.
Yeah.
And so we, you know, you can reprogram that because that voice is you.
Yeah.
I always work with my clients. I say, we're going to turn that chatterbox, you know, instead of being a meanie, it's going to be your best friend.
And then, because you're with you all the time. It's only right that you are your best friend.
Yeah, that voice should be your best friend. When you wanted to go for something, you know, and you think, oh, I'm quite excited about that. And then, oh, but, you know, what if I don't get it? Or what if it doesn't pay the same? What if I don't like the people that I work with? What if it doesn't work out? That's that voice.
Yeah.
Imagine if you programmed it and it said, go for it. You know, you could like really do this. You could succeed. You could go really far with this. And then you're like, okay. But most people's voice aren't saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. This is good. This is good. and I just love your energy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm a bit too much.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Just keep it burning. So you mentioned about meditation, about yoga, about journaling, gratitude. This is part of your morning ritual. Would you say this is what keeps you inspired, or do you have something else that inspires Jacqueline?
It definitely sets my tone for the day because it means I'm declaring I'm having a good day. Today's about me. Yeah. Okay. I've set my tone. I'm ready for it. I always, as soon as I wake up as well every morning, I always say to myself, today is going to be a great day. I'm a badass warrior. And that, again, just telling your brain, I'm having a good day.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you will have a great day, but it's sending the signals to your body, right? Okay, we're having a good day. Yeah. So yeah, my morning routine definitely keeps me going. Yeah. I don't do so much now because I'm quite, I'm always quite good with keeping my energy levels up. Yeah. But I used to do a thing, I still do it, but I encourage my clients to do it. It's called the Emotional Guidance Scale. Mm-hmm. And it's by Abraham Hicks. And it's got 2 spirals, upwards and downwards. And you want to try always be in the upward spiral. Yeah. So when I first started my kind of, spiritual journey, I had that like as a picture on my phone, and I had it all around. And I would always check in with myself throughout the day and be like, where am I? And it has like a list of emotions. And I'd be like, where am I? So, if it was like, say, number 7, like contented, or, number 6, like hopefulness. I'm like, okay, where am I? And you're like, hopefulness. Okay, why am I feeling hopeful about this situation? And then I'd have a little chat about it in my head. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling hopeful about, I don't know, let's say something funny about going to the shops. I'm feeling hopeful about going to the shops to get the deal. And then I would be like, okay, well, actually, if I get the deal, I'm going to save money. Oh, and if I save money, I could go get it. So then I'm now excited. So I would always work on myself during the day on how to just raise my energy. Because we do that. We forget to check in with ourselves and be like, where am I right now? How am I feeling right now? We just get on with it. We just go with the motions.
Yeah, I think that's it has a lot to do with being more aware of what's going on. And if somebody's watching us and they find that that's a struggle for them, as far as just being aware to check in with themselves, what can you share with them, having been on this journey like this?
The thing is, when people say that they don't have time to check in with themselves and they're not aware, they actually do it. Have you ever, Kenneth, been driving and your imagination has just started going on a fantasy about things in your life while you're driving?
Yeah.
Okay, that's you actually connected to yourself.
Yeah.
Connected to yourself in that moment. You've let your imagination take you to some amazing place, you know? And you're just in that moment. But we need to actually be aware of it, like actually say, but I'm going to sit for 5 minutes and just, you know, visualize what I want in the future. Or what do I want my life to look like? How do I want this day to go? You know, imagination is so powerful, but often we use it for a terrible thing, to imagine the worst. And I mean, our imagination is the greatest when we're kids, aren't we? And we don't imagine the bad things. We imagine ourselves as superheroes kicking butt. We are not the one getting beat up. So why is it when we get older, we start, you know, imagining the worst things to happen? Because, you know, most of the time, the worst thing that we imagine doesn't actually happen. So I think using your imagination is a big thing. And the thing about being aware as well, people are saying they don't have time to have awareness of themselves. So actually just when something feels bad, it's because it feels bad. Acknowledge it. If you're going to work and you're like, oh, I can't be bothered to work today, that means you probably don't like your job. Ask yourself why you don't like your job. Okay, don't like my job. What job do you want to do? Like just go a bit deeper with yourself. We don't ever stop and go deep with ourselves. We just brush it off. I think, okay, like I said about the school. Well, I just got to get on with it because I'm going to have to take an exam in it later.
We just basically keeping it on the surface. We just don't want to go deep to like face or identify or solve the problem from its roots in a way.
Yeah, I feel like people, you know, they always imagine the worst things when they want to have something new or kind of have a change or put themselves out there. They imagine the worst. And again, that's the chatterbox kicking in. And I genuinely believe it's because, you know, as again, we're conditioned to believe there's always an answer. Like when we take the exams, okay, what's the answer to this question? What's the answer to this maths question? When we decide that we want to go for something new or break out of our comfort zone, our brain is trying to calculate or summarize an answer, but it can't know one. And then it goes alert, alert, alert. And then it tells us this horrible stuff, and we start imagining these things and we go, oh, right, okay, no, yeah, that could happen. I'll just stay where I am because I know what I'm doing where I am. That's safe. And then your brain and your chatterbox almost sort of go, phew, that was a close one. We almost did something new. We nearly bettered ourselves there.
And then most definitely. And then it's sort of like just designed to keep us in the comfort zone, so to say.
Yes, because it knows the answer to that. Getting up, going to work, paying the bills, it knows that. We know how that runs. We know where we're going with that. We know the outcome. But you know, it's more. I seen somebody post the other day, and it really stuck with me. And they said, if you change one letter in the word of change, it means chance. And people think change is a scary thing. But when you change that one letter, you got chance. Like chance is like possibilities.
Just with one letter, then you get chance. That's amazing. That's amazing indeed. And so you are a spirituality and lifestyle coach. If somebody is struggling in these two areas and they're watching us, they find that they're in this place of not being fulfilled. They have questions. What can you share with them if they're watching us right now?
I find people get to a point in their life and they think, surely there's more to life than this. I say, yes, there is. Yeah, and it's, you know, when I work with my clients, I bring in a lot of the spiritual elements. It's about your energy, your mindset, being in alignment, and all of these things are just by connecting to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it doesn't even matter if you are interested in the spiritual element. It's just about raising your energy and bringing more positivity to your life. And it's about having a lifestyle makeover. Yeah. And that's why I say as well, because it's about breaking the bad habits. It's about breaking that chat and saying, right, okay, instead of waking up thinking, oh, I'm going to go to work today, I'm going to wake up and say, I'm going to have a great day. I'm excited to see what happens. But it doesn't happen overnight. You know, you can't just walk into a gym one session and come out and be like, I got a 6-pack, you know? So you can't just do it. You can't just have good thoughts one day and be like, I've got the 6-pack of mindset. It's, you know, it's a new lifestyle. Changes, you know, implementing them so they become the habits instead of what you were doing before. Yeah.
Wow. So they become the new changes, become the habits, and the habits bring the results.
Because the lifestyle they're leading now, if they're not fulfilled, they're on a certain frequency. Yeah. So I'm going to help them change the frequency.
To just tune in into a different one, to just the one that's with happiness, so to say, and fulfillment.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you change your energy and you're more positive, like good things do come back to you. Or maybe good things were happening before, but you were in a certain mindset where you didn't acknowledge it, you know? Yeah. People say, oh, that's just coincidence. I'm like, was it? Is it just coincidence? It could just be that something really magical and amazing's happened for you. Yeah. You know, but then we don't see it. We don't appreciate it so much.
And somebody else told me about something. They said they wake up in the morning and they say to themselves that they expect good news or good things to happen, and they do receive good things through their days. Mm-hmm. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, I just found out I have won postcode lottery. I mean, it was only £10, but boy, am I excited about that. Whereas
awesome.
Just be like, just £10, is that it? Whereas I'm like, that's £10 that came into my life.
Yes, it did. Wow.
Yesterday, I had the most magical day. I had the most beautiful call with a client, and you know, just really reminding her about her strength and how much she accomplished, because she wanted to go and try a new thing, but she was scared. And then when she told me about herself, I was like, you have achieved everything you set your mind to, so why wouldn't you achieve this thing you want to go do? She was like, oh, I don't know. Just felt great to just remind someone how great they are. So for me, that's bringing more energy to me. And then later that day, I actually have another business where I do drama classes for children. And a mum approached me because I was picking my son up from a birthday party, and her other daughter goes to my class. And she said, I've been trying to catch you. My daughter's got quite a lot of anxiety at the minute. And I was like, oh no, she's not worrying about the play. She went, no. She went, I picked her up last week after class, and she said, Mom, do you know what? When I'm in that class for an hour, I'm free. I don't worry about anything. And the mom was so emotional, and I felt emotional. And I thought, wow, for me, that was magic. You know, that was an amazing thing to come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the mother telling you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yesterday I was buzzing, and then today I won the lottery.
It's happening. Awesome.
Awesome. You know, sometimes when I really give something an intention, you know, it kind of does happen. Yeah. But I don't hold on to the outcome. You know, I'm not like, okay, this is what I really want to happen. You know, I kind of have a goal, and then I kind of start taking actions towards that goal, and I just stay focused on the process and the fun. I don't get too attached to the outcome, because when we want something to look a certain way, or we have certain expectations, when we don't get it or it doesn't look the same, we're very hard on ourselves. Yeah. You know, and the thing is, normally when we want something, it doesn't just go like that, it goes like that. Yeah, exactly. So I just focused on the process, and I trust that the outcome I'm meant to get is going to happen, you know?
Yeah. Awesome.
Just about taking the action and trusting, you know. I always say to people, with regards to, you know, manifesting, it's like, get into the car and we put in our destination in the GPS, but we can't just sit there.
Yeah.
We've got to drive the car.
Yeah.
But if you have got lots of blocks or you've got lots of negativity and you're not dealing with stuff in your life, when you're driving, you're going to hit the roadblocks. You're going to have to detour and find another way.
Yeah.
But when you connect yourself and, you know, start clearing any blocks, just becoming the person you want to be, you can get to your destination quicker.
Awesome. I love this. It's amazing indeed, Jax. And so if somebody is watching this, and before that, I just wanted to know any recommendations, book titles, something that you're reading that you would like to share.
I would say, especially if you're starting off with spirituality, a really good one to read to begin with is The Secret.
Yeah.
That's a kind of nice introduction to it. It's a kind of like the surface of, you know, the positive thinking and, you know, believing that something's, you know, already acting and believing like it's yours, where you've even got it, you know, trusting that it will come. So I like The Secret. Another good one that I read was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I thought that was pretty straightforward to read. And I'm always somebody that if I feel the fear, I still do anyway. But I kind of was really interested in reading it because I knew when I was going to work with people, that's the biggest thing, isn't it? The fear. So that was really good for me to read. What's another one? Oh, another one. Sorry. Going on. Zero Limits. And Zero Limits. I mean, if you can get past the sort of woo-woo stuff in it, it's all about cleaning yourself and almost forgiving yourself and just loving yourself. And when you clean yourself and love yourself. What, sorry?
Is it Joe Vitale?
Yes, Joe Vitale and Dr. Hugh Len. It's just all about how you clean yourself and, you know, just loving yourself and how, because we're all spiritual beings, we're all connected. So when you are cleaning and loving yourself, you know, then really you're doing that for everyone. It's quite a nice book. Awesome.
Thank you so much for the recommendations for that. And if somebody's watching this and they would like to connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Okay, on Facebook, my coaching business page is called Better Life Life Coaching. I do also have a women's community group, which is called Better Life Believers. I was going to open it up to men, but I asked the community and it was kind of mixed reviews. So I might go back and, because I think men would love the group too. I put a lot of universal cards in it, because that's another thing I offer, which is guidance readings. And because a lot of people go to, you know, psychics and tarot, and, you know, that's great if you want to know a bit insight about your future. But I know so many people go to them because they know the answer deep within. They don't like it. So they go try seek some advice, you know, as either reassurance or that there's something else coming. So I pull universal cards and I connect to the energy and I do coaching and I help them get the clarity on, you know, what's going on because the answer is within them. So sorry, I got sidetracked there.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's so good.
Better Life Coaching and Better Life Believers. So
very nice. And I just love your energy, and I know that some of the people who
my cats are going crazy. You might get knocked over. They're still quite young. You might hear some crazy cat sounds in a minute.
Oh, it's all right. If somebody would like to speak to you directly, how would they be able to do that?
Again, if you go on the Facebook pages, they can just drop me a message and I will reply. I'm on LinkedIn as well, Jacqueline Cadger.
Awesome.
On Instagram too for Better Life Believers. So just drop me a message and I'll be there.
Very nice.
I always do like a free coaching call. I always try and encourage people to do it. I think everybody should have at least one coaching call in their life because, you know, there's never any obligation to work with the client, but the client to connect to their passion by coaching, and the person having the call will usually come away with something insightful.
Most definitely. And this was wonderful. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. I just wanted to ask, is there anything else that you would like to share before we
I
wrap up?
want to pull a card for you, Kenneth.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yes, it is okay.
Okay, let me see. It says, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive the sphere through the eyes of the teacher of love. So for me, I feel for this card is I get like a sense of breakthrough. I feel like you've been on a journey where there was darkness and you weren't connecting to you. And you've connected to yourself and trusted in yourself. And, now you've followed your passions and, you're connecting and you're passionate. And the teacher, you're teaching yourself to stay true to yourself, because when we connect to our passions, we feel great,
Yeah.
And, I think the universe has guided you here because you've gone through this kind of phase where maybe, as we spoke about before, like you knew there was more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here, but there must be more. And
Yeah.
then you've kind of had this breakthrough, this light, and you're like, I'm meant to be coaching.
Yeah.
And there will have been something that's happened along the line, as it always has, which has guided you to where you are now. And you went for it. You didn't stay in the fear. So well done, you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. That's great, and it resonates deeply.
Good. I'm glad.
Thank
Keep connecting to your passions too. Good things always come for people when they, when they kind of strip everything back and just remember who they want to be and go for it. I mean, even if it's not the main element of your life, I mean, teaching, like doing my own drama business has always been a big thing for me. But, a few years ago, it wasn't the main aspect of my life. But I still did a job I enjoyed, but still kept drama, going somewhere. So always sure there's somewhere in your life, you've got some passion there.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. And this was
having me.
You're welcome. And we should be keeping in touch.